Hello, I'm Komal Sharma and you're listening to the Lounge Podcast, a weekly show that gives you some music, movies, art and culture news. On today's show, we'll tell you about an upcoming exhibition that puts together a collection that sort of blurs the line between art and design. Nature Mort, the art gallery in the Oberoi, Gurgaon, is exhibiting a collection called Sense and Sensuality. These are works of designer Divya Thakur. Divya is clearly a pioneer in what can be identified as Indian design. She is essentially a graphic designer, but through her studio, Design Temple in Mumbai, which was set up way back in 1999, her work spans across home accessories, fashion, and publication design. On display at Nature Mort are objects and products that are a part of our modern urban way of life. There's wall art, mirrors, floor rugs, lights, and a bunch of multifunctional modular units that can be used in several combinations. And throughout, you'll spot a lot of religious iconography. Let's go over to Divya to find out about Sense and Sensuality. Hi Divya, welcome to the Lounge Podcast.
Great to be here. Thank you.
So I did look at some of the works on the Nature Mort exhibition on the website and try to get a sense of what to look forward to. But you tell us, what is the sort of common thread running through this Sense and Sensuality?
Well, as the title suggests, we've taken the idea of sensuality and tried to make products out of that. And we've put together a range of products and artwork and design that kind of fits into a person's home. And it's really a tribute to an ancient tradition in the country, which is of celebrating sexuality in a spiritual way, which is why we've called it Sense and Sensuality.
Okay. The other thing that, in the recent years, it's the cross-disciplinary nature of design is coming forward. But when you started Design Temple in 99, I believe?
That's right.
So were you a little ahead of your time, or, how have things changed in the last, almost 13, 14 years now?
I mean, things have changed a lot. I don't think we were ahead. I think somehow we were absolutely on time, because that was when the internet was opening up a lot of different ways of working and different needs of communication in 99. So I think that was the right time to have made the switch from I switched from advertising to design, then I switched from design to products, and from products to art. So I feel that all of this has happened as a need of the market. Of course, we believe and we hope that we lead the change and not follow the change. But I do think that this change comes when the time is right for it. And I think the time today is really ripe for younger people, older people wanting to live a certain quality of life, which reflects a taste and a sensuality, which has sensibility. So it's not just exorbitant luxury or something like that,
It's part of our sort of contemporary lives.
Part of our contemporary lives, which is not necessarily it's something that's ingrained into it should have utility. So everything that we are putting up at Nature Mort is utilitarian. So if, for example, one of the objects on display is called the Indian Order, and they are tall pedestals. So they're phallic, very phallic in nature because of the way that they've been designed. They're inspired by Indian pillars all over various architecture in India. But they're completely multifunctional. If you want to display it in a very rich home in, or a garden in one of our farmhouses in Delhi, it could totally fit there. If it needs to come to a terrace in Mumbai and an apartment, a tiny little apartment in Mumbai, it can. It can go into Bangalore. So the multiple utility of something, I think that no matter who you are, I think that we would like our design to allow that, So you can make it a side table, you can make it a flower floater, anything you like,
All right. The other thing, give me a sense of how much of this is really recent new work, or there are much older collections. Has some of that also been taken in?
There are many older collections, but by and large what we're showing at Nature Mort is part of a new story.
All right.
And the story has been specifically designed. It's a new collection that we're putting out. And it comprises of graphic art, which is inspired by Kama Sutra.
Right. I read about the three.
So if you've seen the positions, they're all inspired by that. And you can see what, for us as graphic designers or designers of graphic art, it was very interesting because at that time, positions were inspired by various things. Like it could be an animal or a form. So there's something called a spinning top.
Okay.
So the man and the woman are in the position of a spinning top.
Oh,
or there
okay.
is like a crab position. So the crab position is called such because it looks like a crab.
That's
or the lotus
interesting.
position.
Oh, I never
peacock,
figured that.
So on
okay.
and so forth. So it's very interesting to see that in your everyday life there was such a graphic form that inspired positions that came out of it,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually, I never realized, I never figured that that's what was actually
each
happening.
position is not like, here's Kama Sutra and this is position 69. It's not like that. It is all inspired by various forms. And so, you're making a top or a twining creeper or a lotus or a peacock.
Okay.
Things like that.
This sounds great. In all, how many pieces are there at Nature Mod?
Well, there's two kinds of graphic art that we've put up. Some are animals and some are from the Sense and Sensuality collection.
Okay.
So there's graphic art, there's rugs, which are, in my opinion, absolutely stunning because we've actually used an interplay of how the Mughal, the floorings that were done in the Pietro in the Mughal period in all our old palaces and, of course, in other Mughal architecture.
Okay.
So we've actually taken that and put it onto rugs. So it's a completely modern interpretation of that, and it's not fixed. So if you want to have, a marble inlay flooring or like an inlay flooring, you can have it and then you can roll it up and put it away.
Oh, okay.
If you want to change, exactly. So the idea is that. So then there's rugs, and then there's pedestals, and then there's my favorite, which is called the Lingam light. And
yes, I saw those. Those look
candles,
lovely.
They're candles basically, and they're in the form of a lingam. And the whole idea of fire and power, it's really a tribute to the old Indian way of looking and celebrating sensuality. That's really what it is. With sense and sensuality, that's really the idea.
That's the idea. All right, sounds good. This is great. Thank you so much for talking to us, Divya.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
All right, bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Sense and Sensuality will be on from 13th January to 24th Feb 2013. This is at Nature Mart, the Oberoi, Gurgaon. Go have a look, and some of the products are for sale. They can be made to order. That's all we have for you this week. Thanks for listening in, and do write to us at feedback@livemint.com. Bye-bye.